Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals On The Brain, presented by First Star Logistics, episode 213 of this partnership, and I couldn't be any happier. Not as happy with the team, though. Bengals are 3-6. What do you want me to say? Is what I was going to go with there on the opening. Other than that, they're 3-6. The offense is fun. They found a way to rebound with a backup quarterback, and the defense stinks. And overall, that means the team stinks at 3-6. So what do we do now since they're unlikely to make the playoffs? What is the show going to look like? We're going to move into evaluation mode. And maybe they'll climb back in. Maybe they beat the Patriots, Steelers, and Ravens. And if they do, we're in. Let's go. Let's roll. And we're back into more game situations. Maybe critiquing what Zach Taylor calls on third down and X's and O's. But now we're going to peel back and do less X's and O's, less game situation. And we're going to do more microscope on their young players and their prospects. And there's a lot of them on defense, right? We could talk about a ton of these guys, but with the defense being the way it is right now, I don't think that's very fun. And we'll get there, or we just don't do the fun ones unless the film is boring. But then I don't want to watch it. We've had those games before. And if you are going to talk about anybody on defense in terms of a young prospect, DJ Turner. I think Pro Bowl voting opens soon, week 10 or week 12. Vote for DJ Turner. He's the only one that deserves it. And I'm going to try and find a way to put some context to it. Next gen stats, PFF, whatever we can find. He's playing that well, and the film is great. So while DJ Turner is about the only guy that I would say is worthy of it, and so I don't want to focus on Shamar or Miles or Chris Jenkins or either of the linebackers, and maybe we will next week. Tell me what you want next week. This week, because we'll have another episode before the next game. This week is Dylan Fairchild, because this is their best rookie so far. I have a rookie power rankings I do for subscribers. Dylan Fairchild is the best rookie they have on the team. And he's not a guy that I was overly happy with. I thought it was an okay pick in the third round. Thought he's more of a fourth round pick and needed some time and development. But he and Scott Peters seemed to hit it off, so they made that pick. And Peters may be right. Peters may be that dude, because this offensive line has started to turn the corner, and that's a really good thing. And of course, I get a text, and I didn't put my phone on silent, but it's the draft chime, so kind of a good timing to do it. Dylan Fairchild last week was very, very good. And he was keeping his head above water the first, 5 weeks or so until he got injured. Missed a couple weeks, and then came back, and I thought the last 2 weeks were good. This past week against the Bears was fantastic. And the Bears have some big dudes up front that you got to block. I thought he was extra good in pass protection. I watched all the pass snaps, and then I watched all the runs, so I haven't watched them in order. So we'll do that now. I think it's 60-something snaps, so get ready. This could go a little bit long, but if you're interested in knowing where Fairchild is right now and if he's trending upwards, this is the episode for you, and it bodes well for his future and what the Bengals offensive line may look like over the next couple of years. So they may have one in Fairchild. All right, so the Bengals are already up 7-0 after the Charlie Jones kick return to open the game. Or did the Bears drive back down and tie it up at 7? I think they did. My point was offense is already up 7 points, already has scored 7 points, and Dylan Fairchild is right here. 63, left guard, in between Ted Karras and Orlando Brown Jr. And we're going to start this off right away. I like what the Bengals have been doing. They've had a lot of different action. Here is Jamar going this way, and meanwhile, the tight end, I believe, is coming across to block this way. I like that because you're catching the attention of some of these guys while keeping the backside occupied. So what this means for Chase Brown is he's really just got one guy here, and if Dylan Fairchild can come up and take TJ Edwards, you're in good shape. So let's let it roll here and see if Fairchild can get up there. Bang, he's got him. Now Chase Brown, all he has to do is cut back and gets the grain, and we have a 12-yard pickup. So real quick, to keep it on Fairchild, it's a very good block for him. This is a getting to the second level. It's what we need. But you'll see here, he's got one-on-one. He's got to pass him off to Orlando Brown Jr. and then get to the linebacker. Not a easy block, right? But a good block, and he gets the job done. And creating space for Chase Brown, who is an explosive back, and we've finally seen those explosive runs over the last 4 weeks or so. So that's nice. You need that, and hopefully we can find a way to continue to have those runs when Joe Burrow ultimately gets back this year, next year. Whoever the staff is, it might be a whole different situation. Let's find out. Pistol formation. Dylan Fairchild off to, he's got a down block where we're going to pull the other way. So we're bringing Jalen Rivers across this way, right? Meanwhile, Noah Fant's coming with him. So that means our linemen on the play side, the front side, have to go down this way to allow these guys to release this way. Does that make sense? So there's Fairchild with Andrew Billings, able to torque and turn those shoulders, drive him inside. You see what I mean there? How he grabbed him and turned him that way and drove him into the turf. That is a very, very good block. So we're back-to-back run blocks. Like, yes, on Dylan Fairchild. That right there is fantastic. Especially on a big dude like that. I mean, and we know who Andrew Billings is. Pass protection. Not a challenge too much there. But at the same time, did his job. They blew that whistle. That's why that one went quick like that. Remember they said T's knee was down, which was close, man. I couldn't tell. But I was at the game, so I couldn't see as well on the Jumbotron. Now he's got Billings shaded inside on him here. We've got motion going away. And now it's up to Fairchild to get out in front. Doing a good job of turning the shoulders of Billings again. Can you see how he's doing that? And this is allowing time. It's slowing him down, and allowing time for Brown to come over and get a chip on him as well. Billings, to be honest with you, this ends up probably being a neutral play in general. I remember this one now. Because you do just enough that Billings' head is on this side, that Chase Brown's got to cut this way, and these guys are all flowing from the backside. So as a whole, this run goes for 1 yard. But I thought Fairchild did a good enough job controlling Billings and not letting him blow up the play. Next one here, he's got 99. Is 99 Dexter, I believe. We got a lot of action in the run game again, bringing Noah Fant across. It looks like both guys are coming this way, right? That's supposed to make it look like it's going this way. So hopefully we get these guys to overshoot. But you almost never run it like that. And then instantly Chase Brown hits the brakes there and wants to cut back. And if this block would have been had by Rivers, you would have Karras climbing up to get Tremaine Edmonds. And then you might have a decent run here. Instead, you've got kind of some little hesitation. I'm really not sure what we should have here. Meanwhile, Fairchild and Dexter are pretty locked up there. Dexter's peeking this way to see if that's the way Chase Brown's going to go. Chase Brown's just trying to slide inside and get what he can after Andrew Billings beats Jalen Rivers. So you can see the idea, you can see the design of the run game there. And it's kind of, and we will have comments if you don't typically watch the show. Where have you been? If you do, we will have comments on other players. It's not going to be a sole focus on Dylan Fairchild because why not evaluate Rivers as well? So we got a double team here. He's got help from, I just remember what play this was. And Chase Brown, man, would have potentially got that inside the 10-yard line on third down. That was a big drop. But moving on to the second quarter already. So we get to see from the backside, which I prefer when watching offensive linemen. I wish we had the two sides. I don't get the access to the very special film anymore. So we got an inside stunt coming here. D-tackle coming this way while this guy's going to try and release that way. So as long as Fairchild doesn't get absolutely lifted out of his pants, he's doing his job, which he does there. Two tight ends on the field, both to the left here. One, Noah Fant coming in motion. More of an even setup now. We're under center. Oh, good jump off the line, left side. Left side, man, moving really well. And Fairchild's got really good get off here. We're really going to try and push this line of scrimmage. If they can, I see a guy going down for the Bears right there. You can see this guy right there. He's heading to the turf, so hopefully they finish him off there. They do. It's Billings. And Fairchild gets tripped up by that. This ends up being a pass play. And this was a broken play, I think. I think Flacco was supposed to let this go. It's an RPO. We talked about this, a package play where you can decide based on what the defense is doing if you just want to throw this. And I think it's Chase. I don't think Chase recognized it and went into his route. And then everyone's blocking, so he got a legal man downfield on this one. I believe it was illegal. I believe that play was a legal man downfield. I remember the penalty. They had one of them. So broken play. Back inside now. Billings versus Fairchild. Got a double team there. We could have had a run again, right? Like that one would have been crazy to run that, but we flip it out. We let Noah Fant get a few yards here. That's why when we talk about the run-pass splits for the Bengals, it is influenced a lot by the quarterback and what he decides and what the defense does too. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but when the Bengals come out here, like Chase Brown wasn't in the right spot maybe, or Flacco moves him, and then Chase is like, no, I got this guy. It all looks performative. I don't think they were ever going to snap this ball. It was very weird. And then he puts him in motion there, and then he stops. And then that guy flinches, and they call it on Orlando Brown Jr. Like, I don't know, man. I thought that was weird. The whole thing was weird. The whole timing was weird. There was some confusion. Not a fan of that one. Just because I don't know what happened. I'd like to know what happened. This is one of the... I think they don't... Is this the same exact play? It looks like it, right? They brought Brown in motion then over again. All right. Fairchild's got a linebacker in the middle here. He's got to be aware of, but Edmonds shows right away he's going to drop into coverage. Let's see if he finishes it. So Fairchild takes a peek, goes back to the outside. Is anyone coming from the outside, meaning this guy? Nope, I can dive back inside and help. The blitz is coming from the right. And anytime you end up with I watched this play from the side angle. You could see there was someone coming open over the middle. But yeah, they're doubling everyone down here. You see the double right there, right? Like this is what you do to the Bengals right now. You double T, you double chase. And if you can only send 5 and get a rush like this, well, then you're in good shape. Watch Chase Brown here pick up, I think Brisker's 9. Boom. Yeah, there was Chase coming across. That's what it was. So if you would have had time to chase across the middle, but that free runner is typically the quarterback's responsibility. If you have more guys potentially coming than you have blockers, that means somebody should be open. And they had 6 blockers there and only 5 rushers. So it's a hard thing right there because those other guys dropped out. Doesn't matter. Dylan Fairchild and Karras. Karras has been better the last few weeks too. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he's actually been getting a little bit of push in the run game, which is nice to see from him. I mean, they eliminate that dude. If they can open this up between them now, like you've got, in my opinion, once you've eliminated that guy, if Karras can bounce off and now take this linebacker, Chase Brown can hit this thing. It's a tight window, but let's see here how it manifests. Karras just couldn't get to it. Fairchild couldn't keep his guy off him any longer. They're just like, the run game has really progressed the last few weeks, but you see those plays are like, they're close. They're so close. Timing of it could just be a little bit better for everyone. You want to get Brown to that hole right as you're coming off to go get that linebacker. All right, versus Gervon Dexter here, 99. Looks like we got a stunt right away. So we want to shock him, pass him to Orlando Brown Jr., which he does. Now get back into your spot and pick it up, which he does. Bang, first down. So good job by Fairchild there. The stunts and twists haven't affected this offensive line as much lately. Rivers hasn't been good. I won't say that. I think he's been okay, especially as a run blocker. Pass blocking has been poor. But his communication and depth and spacing with Amarius Mims has been good. So for the health of the offensive line, I think Rivers has been fine to put in there. Individually, he's been getting beat. There's a little bit of odd timing up here. Let's see. Okay, so this D tackle dove inside, and that's why Karras just going to go up and go get 53. Is that what happened? A little bit of confusion. Not really sure. Got 5 yards out of it for Chase Brown. Not bad. They're talking about it afterwards. You can see them. Timing wasn't right. All stuff you can see. Like that was the thing we talked about when we watched the Reisner film. I believe I posted it here, not for subscribers, but when we were doing the offensive breakdown versus the Steelers, their timing between the veterans was impeccable, even though Reisner never played with them. Play action pass. Good pickup by Chase Brown. Hit that back foot and throw it. Yoshi with the big gain. That's good pick up by everyone involved here. A little bit of play action. Yeah, really good. I like what Fairchild's doing too. This is what the flashes we were getting in the summer with him using his hands and anchoring and re-getting set up. That was it right there. So see, like right there, he could have initially lost that battle, but let's see him get his hands back inside. And he does his job. Fairchild is doing his job here. Let's watch Orlando Brown Jr. He's going to get hands on this guy. Typically, you're going to win if you get that. Oh, he's getting out long-armed and opened up a little bit too much. Yeah. Not ideal. That's Montez Sweat, I think. I think Sweat is 98. All right, back on Fairchild. Chase coming in motion, coming back out into the slot. We got a stunt, pass him off, get in position. Good job by both of these guys. Look like Brown's knocking his guy to the ground. Fairchild is sliding through. One thing I would be aware of here is our spacing. As you're a little bit wide here, Fairchild. Let's see if that messes them up or not here. Nope, they're able to get his feet out of there and be in good position. And just a little bit of that body being next to him. I mean, like Burrow, I think, would have slid a little bit and thrown from this portion of the pocket, so it wouldn't have affected him as much. He's much better throwing on the move, where Flacco, if you get him to move his feet, that's always been his case in his entire career. It's not just that he's 40 now. It's why Geno Atkins was such a terrorizer for Joe Flacco, because that pressure up the middle, if you can get him a little bit more uncomfortable with his feet, is how you can get his accuracy to drop big time. But from our offensive line on that side, good job. Okay, our guy's dropping out this time, so he's taking a peek to the left, taking a peek to the right. All right, I'll take that D tackle. And good timing throw by Joe Flacco. You see right here. Instantly, he sees it. As long as Chase is going to cut inside and give me his eyes, there it is. Ball's coming out. Bang. Big play. 36-yard gain on a nice beat the blitz timing throw. As long as you guys are on the same page, which they are right there. Good job by Flacco. Good job by Ja'Marr Chase. And they're going to go right back to it. I believe this is the fade ball to Ja'Marr that goes incomplete. Let's watch Billings versus Fairchild. Good. Nice. Yeah, he's getting off his snap so quickly now, Fairchild. That's like veteran stuff there. You got a chance for a run here. Watch the way Karras dives inside. But this is a fade ball RPO. And it's there, man. He placed it there. Ja'Marr just couldn't hold on to it. I don't know if we're ever going to see. I still haven't seen what the unsportsmanlike conduct was on Orlando Brown Jr. So we're moving back 15 yards. We got Fairchild here. Yeah, you were faking that whole time. Like, never watch the eyes or the head of these guys sometimes. Watch. He looks like he wants to attack here, right? But watch his hips, watch his shoulders. Where's he actually going to attack? He's going inside, is he not? So Fairchild's with it. Doesn't affect him at all. Drive him, power step him inside. Now he's spinning back. You're going to have to power step him that way. Drive him that way. Allow Flacco to go this way if he needs to find the more clear pocket. Doesn't need to. Hits it. It's Yoshi for a gain of 6. That'll bring us. Does that bring us a third down? Or bring us just a second? Because it was after the play. So that was second down. So now it's third. Third and 15. We need to pass protect. Oh, good jump set this time. Watch Fairchild here. What I mean by jump set is normally, typically what? We're kicking back, right? We're going backwards like this. You have so many more options. Like you can be, there's so many more passes you can take. But a jump set is when you kind of go forward and then come back. You're going to jump on him, try and get hands on him, contact on him, stun him. Don't give him the chance to really get a move set up. So let's watch Fairchild here. Bang! I mean, that guy's helmet is buckling. You got him stoned. Absolutely stoned. And this is a terrible throw from Flacco. I think he sees this pressure coming into his face on Riverside, and he's just like, let me see if I can squeeze it in. But that is a scary, scary throw. Good thing they got points from this. 3 points by Evan McPherson. Interesting, different protection here as Karras is going to go from his center spot and pick up after Noah Fant's going to allow this guy to go. He's going to chip him, let him go. Karras is going to pick it up. In all, you feel really good about what this looks like with a nice, easy throw. Easy. Relative. 99% of the human race cannot make this. It might even be 99.9. Toe tap. Touchdown. First down. Maybe the Bengals would win if every first down counted as 6. All right, back on Fairchild. He's mirroring the movement skills, the timing of when these guys go in. He is with it. And when I see things like that, they're hand fighting. He's getting a slap to the head here. Let's see if he can read. Oh, yeah. He's got one hand to the chest. That guy's going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Yeah, Bonesaw's ready. Fairchild, Bonesaw. Oh, he's locked on. Woo, got him. They hand, yeah, and then T. Excellent. Mints what Fairchild's selling right now. If this is who he is, not only is he a good guard, he's a very, very, very good guard. This was his best game as a rookie, no doubt about it. And that's halftime. So that wasn't too long. That was 17 minutes for the first half. Now comes the craziness. Somehow the Bengals were up at halftime. That's right. All right. Back on Fairchild as he's got Gervon Dexter, 99. I think that's 99. There is a 96 out there somewhere, but I don't think that's 96. There's a 98 as well, and that looks pretty close. There you go. Here we go. We got a cutback lane here. So just slow your guy down enough to allow Orlando Brown Jr. to get this way and get that block. Now, you're going to climb up, and you're going to get this linebacker. Okay, so let's see here. There you go. There's the slowdown. You got him, Orlando? Okay, now I'm going to climb up. And if Chase Brown can see this, he should be cutting this back right here, right? He should be. And as long as Orlando can get this, it's the only thing Orlando really hasn't been good at this year in run blocking. Let me finish before you lose your mind. Is he hasn't always gotten in front of these guys to wall them off. So let's see. Oh, I mean, that's about all you were getting. Those guys from the backside were hunting, but we'll take, I guess, 3 on that. That had a chance to go for a little bit more. But good vision by Chase Brown. He got to it. It was the right read. He got to his spot. Good timing. All right, we've got a swipe instantly here by Dexter. Let's see. Trying to swipe. No hand there. Yeah, throw him off to Orlando Brown. Make sure he's got him with that arm there. Now get your inside. And we got another dude trying to swipe your helmet. And a hit to Joe Flacco's face. It's not Joe Burrow. It's just tiger stripes they don't like. Good job by Fairchild again. I just like his movement, his demeanor, his confidence so much better right now. He's seeing it, right? These guys are seeing these stunts way earlier. We're passing them off way cleaner now. Look at this. Look at this. Bang, right? Like, that's great pass protection. Good patience by Flacco, laying that ball in there. We're 20 minutes in. We've seen some really good pass protection. Couple of pressures. Orlando Brown had one where he had the guy down on the ground right by Flacco's feet, kind of spooked him a little bit. And then we had Rivers allowing his guy get into Flacco's face before Karras could come help him. But overall, I mean, this is good so far. Fairchild and Billings now. Billings a little shaded inside. We got a tight end to the left. We got Sample to the left with Yoshi. Looks like they killed a run there, and they're going to go to a pass now. Oh, yeah. Based on this play, I know what this was now. Based on the look. You got one single high safety. Brisker's down here. So, of course, you're going to kill it to a pass. And if you're wondering, like, why I'm not as sold on Rivers, just, I know these plays, like, they're easy to not remember or not see because we're going to see the big play down to Mitch Tinsley on this. But watch Rivers for a second. Like, that was just way too easy. Chase Brown. What a pickup, Chase Brown. All right, so now let's look at Fairchild. I mean, Billings tried to go with that power. Fairchild sat on it until he got help. This should have been a touchdown, by the way. It's a little underthrown. Good job by Tinsley, though. Coming back to it, making the play. All the receivers, 7 targets, had catches of 20 plus. 2 tight ends to the right. We're in shotgun. Fairchild off his stance pretty good there. He was going to help Karras. It wasn't there, so he's going to come back, put his shoulder into that guard there. And the only thing we're left with is Chase Brown's got to bounce it out because the center, Ted Karras there, is getting mauled. I wouldn't say mauled. It's a little inaccurate because he does get his guy in the ground. But because of the penetration coming backwards, Chase Brown has to cut out, and then there ends up being a linebacker right into his face. And that's all because we couldn't get to the second level. Like, if you go back, we need one of these guys to be able to get to this linebacker here. And typically that'd be Fairchild, but he was never able to get out there because of the mess that happened right at his feet with Billings pushing back Karras and then Rivers washing his guy inside, and everyone just got congested. So, no gain. Jump set, got his hands on him again. Controlling. Fairchild, yes, man. Right there, bang. Hands outside, now get him back inside. Watch him. He's got a good, strong grip on him. Nothing. Touchdown. T. Higgins. I forgot about that catch. That one was crazy too. Like, with all the highlights we got from T in this game, that one gets lost. That was a great play. Okay. Dual block. Now get to that linebacker. Yes. I mean, this is fun now. Watch him here. I mean, I like this headbutt real quick. Ready? Bam. Stun him. Here, Orlando, come get this guy. Orlando, can we get you to get him a little bit cleaner than this? I mean, you're hugging both guys here. But as Chase Brown sees it, so Chase Brown, I really like this, presses this a little bit. Get this guy because he's got to defend right here. He has to be able to defend there, that linebacker. Just in case Chase takes it that way, you got to be ready to go. And you've got inside help if you need it. So Chase Brown really presses this hole, and then he's going to hit this right here. This gives time for Fairchild to get off and then block Tremaine Edmonds. So watch it here. See it? Yes, that middle linebacker is still going to make contact with you, so it only goes for 4 yards. But that's a good run from Chase Brown. Why is the running game really having its success lately? I think Chase Brown has been great. I think Samaje Perine's been a great change of pace, despite him getting hurt in this one. We didn't get to see it, but the last few weeks he has been. And the line is starting to hit these combo blocks and get to the second level a little bit more. I just got to be a pass. We're an empty. He looks out left, not really there. What about the stunt coming back inside? Nothing. Check it down to Chase Brown and pick up 13 yards. Good processing by Joey Flacco. I say we sign Joe Flacco as a backup. Go with Joe Burrow as a starter. Hire Joe Brady as coach and hire Joe Goodberry for GM, and we're in good shape. All right, combo block with Ted Karras again. Really sold it going to the left because my eyes were on that the whole time. But this is handed off to Andre Yosivach. If we could have got a better block there by Mitch Tinsley, he knows it. That could have sprung even further. But I would like to point out, because we don't get too many highlight blocks out of Amarius Mims, it's really the only reason why his PFF grades aren't higher, because he just doesn't kill people. That's how you get the extended, better grades. It's why we don't get too many highlights out there, because he makes it look easy. It's one of the things we talked about with him coming out, and it still remains that way. He makes everything look easy. Well, here he's got to get on his horse, and he's got to get on this linebacker. He shoves him and drops him. And then he goes to get a hand on the safety. Could have potentially pushed him out of there, right? If this play was blocked right here, if this guy was eliminated and Yoshi was going that way, I could have seen him cutting back behind that safety. Could have been a huge play. But for Mims, that's as highlight of a block as we've ever gotten from him. So shout out to Amarius Mims there. Great job. Okay, we're flipping. It must be the fourth quarter already. Jeez, we're flipping the camera around. Dylan Fairchild here. Going to get help from Ted Karras. And I don't know what Flacco, I remember seeing this play here from the sideline, and I couldn't tell what Flacco was coming down to. He wanted to check it down, but 53 just jumps it. And I don't know if we're supposed to get one of those like delays and then keep going out of Yoshi, but Flacco just doesn't have the time. I don't know what happened with Orlando Brown Jr. either. I'd like to go back. Just that long arm again. That long arm should not be getting him like that. For a big dude, that should not happen. So, we got a sack there. And I think we're going to get a sack again here. This is when we're starting to think like, yeah, this is not going to be their day. Dylan Fairchild here versus Billings, who's really just trying to string them out. Fairchild's going to get a hit to the shot, or a rib shot there to Gervon Dexter. But really what this is a blitz that I don't know why we thought, like if you watch this, they go inside and just let him go, just let Montez Sweat go around the outside. I don't know what happened there. There was a miscommunication for sure. So back-to-back sacks there. Eyes back on Fairchild. And I think PFF might have charged Mims for that, but I didn't know, like, he didn't look like he was ever going to block Sweat, which is weird. And we're running for our life again here. Let's see what happens. I think it's watch Rivers here versus Dexter. I mean, we're trying to help him, but like that's just such a clean win. It's hard to get anything functioning. And like, if you follow me on Twitter and you're into it, and I know a lot of you aren't, I met some of you in Cincinnati said, you know, I don't do social media, but I love your show and I appreciate you guys. But if you did, I was talking about Rivers on Twitter, talking about like, you know, I'm not sold that he's that dude yet that we should be counting on to be their starting right guard next year. And it's because of plays like that. All right, Fairchild, you got some help there. Make a wider passing lane. Nice throw to T. Higgins. And that was a 3rd and 17 or something. I remember it was 3rd and it was long. And a lot of people around me were like, Zach's just going to run it up the middle on this 3rd and long. And then they hit that strike right there. All right, Fairchild with Billings over him. He and Karras just doing their jobs. We got pressure from Mims' side, I want to say this time. Long arm and then swim move inside. Just beat Mims. That's one of the few pressures we got out of Mims the last couple weeks. He's been really, really good. Again, we had that one play earlier where I don't know what the miscommunication was on it. We don't know what was called or communicated. But in terms of physically losing, that's one of the rare ones. We haven't had too many. Since the Broncos game, Mims has been really, really good. See, like even on these, you see the difference between Fairchild and Rivers, because even right here, Rivers has been overextending. Fairchild is being very patient here, gets his hands on, and even though he gets the push-pull into a swim, Fairchild should, if he wasn't a good athlete, would fall forward here. We've seen that happen to Rivers. Instead, it didn't affect Fairchild really. He was able to stay with 50 and still get his pass block there and still keep him from getting to the quarterback. So even when he loses a hand battle, he's been able to shield off and fend off. Oh yeah, what was this? It's a 3rd and short, but they bring Lucas Patrick in almost as a fullback here. Couple of tight ends right here. I liked it. Thought it was fun. Let's watch Fairchild here. Get low on 96. Yes. Yes. Good job by Fairchild. Got to get low here. Watch him. Underneath those pads. And then Lucas Patrick right up the behind of Karras to help get that first down. All right, Fairchild is watching Billings here with an eye on 24, just in case. See, that's right there. Okay, you got him. Let me just make sure no blitz is coming. Nope. One more hand on Billings just to make sure. Keep another one. So good complementary pass protection right there. Being aware of where guys are coming, being aware of the games the defense will try to play with you and your O-line and the quarterback. So those things have started to show up more and more for Fairchild the last couple of weeks, where just his awareness is there. Screen, get out in front. They are so bad at screens still. Like they'll pop one off once in a while, but like as soon as they're let go here, like we got to get our eyes on the next target. We got to get our eyes, and maybe he's coming to get 44 and he's going to get the next guy. But for Fairchild especially here, we need eyes to your next guy. And if he's supposed to come back, is he peeling back? Maybe his job is to peel back and make sure nobody gets the backside here. So that creates the wall. Maybe you come get that. You come get that. And then, so I just feel like they don't ever take the right guys on these. And no one ends up, no one ever got anyone really cleanly there. So he got 2 yards on a screen. Screen should go for more than that when you get them off successfully like that. Maybe that's the next step in evaluation for this offensive line. See if they can get a screen going off. All right, let's see here. Fairchild does his thing. He gets 50, stones him. I want to go back to Rivers and Karras, though. Rivers looks like he's going to get 99 to go outside. Well, that's because he does it on his own. Rivers kind of dives inside. Dexter goes off. Now, sometimes that happens. Seal him here. Karras getting on Edmonds here. Now we hold our blocks and let Chase Brown get through that hole? Yeah, for the most part. We'll take 6-yard gain. We could have better block. We can eliminate these guys in the second level. They really struggle with that still. They're getting to them, which is progress. We weren't getting to them at all at first. Pass protection, Fairchild is just, you see what I'm seeing here? Watch him. Locked. Hands locked. Resetting him. This guy's spinning. Do what you want to do. You're on the ground, buddy. It's like the third guy on the ground going against Fairchild in this game. Ball comes out. Chase Brown, gain of 6. Chase was really good in receiving. If he didn't have that drop earlier, he would have had a monster. Could have had a 100-yard day as a receiver. All right, double team. Fairchild and Karras. Stay with it. See, it's not fast enough. We can't stay on the double team for so long that the linebacker is able to come up and fill both of them, Sewell and Edmonds, right? And then Brisker, where'd Brisker come from? Left side. So, yeah, let's watch Brisker. He's just going to cut through. T couldn't get there. Gain of 1. If you're going to spend so long on the double team, you got to actually drive them backwards and get into the linebacker's face. So not a great block there. Chase Brown's asking for, what do you want from him? Maybe that was part of the deal, right? Maybe he wanted to, I don't know what to do, so that they would leave him free. And he was going to flip it out to him. It's these are the things people are like, oh, man, Burrow would have danced around and taken a hit here. Yeah, he would have. He would have tried to make a play. Flacco was just going to say, I'll just go for the next down. And this ends up being intentional grounding. And it being a killer play. All right, let's see Fairchild. A little bit of stress in his game right here. We got a little, getting those hands inside. It's got to be Grady Jarrett, right? 50. So, you're going against good competition here. They got good defensive linemen. Pass him. Now get in position to recover. Good job. Good window throw here. Love when they hit Jamar Chase on these digs, right? And perfect timing to the point where you can get 20, 30 yards on these because he had that 30-yarder earlier. All right, Fairchild and Jarrett again. Jarrett looks like he's about to hit him with and go outside. Let's see. Oh, he tried the cross chop. Yeah. Tried the cross stop. So has he? Cool. He's going to chop that outside arm, which he does. Jarrett gets to it. That's his arm right there. That's Fairchild's. So it's coming across that way. If you can get Fairchild off balance here, you can beat him around the edge like that. But Fairchild gets his other arm, his right arm in there and punches. You see him get up and just throw Jarrett out of there. Incomplete pass to Yoshi. What a good block. Very good block by Fairchild. Picking up the stunts. This is such a tough. I don't know if you guys have ever done this. You can do it with your buddies. Try and have them throw a ball directly over you and try and catch it this way. Incredibly tough. We got Montez Sweat inside this time. Let's go against Fairchild. Let's see how that goes. Give us someone new. Oh, it's because they're running a stunt. I don't know what that was. Broken play. Not really seeing what was going on. Okay. Who's that? You got Grady Jarrett on you again. Oh, we got a stunt. Too wide this time for the Bears. Where are you going? And a nice route by Chase Brown. Watch Chase Brown. You don't want to get beat to the inside if you're the linebacker, and you did. Bang. Chase Brown with the big gain as a receiver. This is very similar to the touchdown he had the previous week versus the Jets, where he just muscled through the two guys after he caught the Texas angle route. I mean, he's handling Grady Jarrett. This ended up being a penalty. I'm not going to watch this guy run back all the way because it was a penalty, and it doesn't count, but good hustle. Good hustle, Chase Brown. So first down now. Fairchild, look, Grady Jarrett. He's going to dive inside. Is 53 coming across? No, it's 99. Yep. Get your hand on him. Get reset. Drive him outside the arc. There you go. Touchdown, Yoshi. Oh, no, he went out of bounds. Can we see why he went out of bounds or when he did? Let's see. Don't believe we do get a view of that from this angle. It was, to me, when I watched on the other angle, it just looked like he turned. And, I mean, he's got to do a little contact to get around, but just kind of turned like a boat there. But a good bounce back game from Yoshi overall. But just these mistakes here, this leads directly to an interception. Let's see Fairchild here versus Dexter. Good job. See, and this is like Flacco. He's just too late, right? Like, first read not open. Second, all right, come down to a check down. As he's fading away, I mean, don't want those. Can't have too many of those. Okay, again, we got a cross chop move here, it looks like. Let's see, 91. And you got that arm, I think, on Fairchild. Let's see if I can get a pause correct. Yeah, it looked like his arm is down there. But can you drive him inside, keep him inside? Yes, you can. Hit Jamar Chase. Gain of 11. So you can have, I think for Fairchild, you can have a little bit more lateral explosiveness. But overall, I like his hands, his strength, his toughness on this, in this game. See, like, there's a miss, right? He's got two hands inside, ready to two-hand punch down the middle. And if you can swat those hands out of the way, it gives you a shoulder to attack. And now they're going to try and loop a guy around you. Karras does just enough, man. I didn't think Karras would be able to get there. Just enough to get a piece of the shoulder. Because we wind up with 91, who Fairchild was blocking into the ground here. It's tough on Flacco. And Flacco just flips it out to Chase Brown for a gain of 2. But yeah, that's probably the worst rep we've had of Fairchild in this game. And maybe 2 in a row. 91 was giving him issues. Who is 91? Williams, it says. Yeah, that's the thing too. When you know your back is releasing behind you, you kind of watch him pull his foot out of there to make sure he doesn't trip his own running back. Or get tripped, but it ends up being a pressure and a nice throw and catch by Yoshi. Throw by Flacco, catch by Yoshi. So those were his two worst reps for sure, but we're late in the fourth quarter. We're in obvious passing situations. What happens to Orlando here? Does 52 just dip or 92 just dip around? Yeah, he does. That's a nice rush. Touchdown to Noah Fant. It's a really nice rush, but I need Orlando Brown to wall that guy off a little bit longer. Good throw by Flacco. Good catch downfield by Noah Fant. 2-point conversion. Dylan Fairchild with Dexter inside. Keep him at bay. Look around, see if anyone needs help. I want to go back to Rivers because I see his guy on the ground. I want to see what happened. Looked like 91 was going against him. 91's got some quick hands. Touchdown T, 2-point T. Then they get the onside kick. They recover it. Now this is going to be their last drive. Fairchild, I mean, we're in straight passing stances here with Grady Jarrett. You got the stunt here, pick up 92, do your thing. Chase Brown, I need you to catch that. I need an easier ball, but I need you to catch it. They talked about, Zach talked about Chase Brown's 2 mistakes being 2 drops in the passing game. All right, Fairchild with Jarrett. Good, nice jump off the snap there. Keep him going outside. There you go. Ball comes out on time. It's pass protection is like a you're holding on for dear life, not literally, but until the quarterback gets the ball out. T was wide open on this play. This thing actually took a while to get there from Flacco. Timing being a little bit off. Well, they resetting the clock here. Should I know who Williams is, 91? I should look at the depth chart before I do these. Because he's out there in obvious passing situations, and it is not ringing a bell. Good. Again, that's a good rush by Williams to give him the jab step inside just to get his balance off. Now you got the outside angle. Let's see if Fairchild can get his hand placed here, hip, and then drive him around. Perfect. Great job. Nice play, Chase Brown. Chase Brown gave it everything out there, huh? No, he didn't. I mean, you couldn't put Taj in this situation, right? They don't seem like they trust him enough yet, so he's out there every single snap doing what he can. All right, Fairchild again going against 91. And then, can he get out and get 31? No, he could not. So 31 must have surprised him here because you're going to see his reaction's a little late. Couldn't get out there. And a lot of guys on the other side, too. Where did it come from on this side? How'd they know we were running it? Brisker, 53. Yeah, they're just... The Bears had a good idea that they're running it there. All right, let's see here. Fairchild, this should be the last play. He's got 91 to the inside between he and the A-gap between he and Karras. He's got help. And what a throw, right? What a throw. The nice part, we talk about high-low reads, trying to get the low man to pull these guys underneath if you can to create a bigger window behind them. They really don't budge, so it makes this thing tight. And Yoshi makes the catch for the touchdown. They've got the lead. Fun game for the offense. Oh, we do get one more. We get the, hey, did anyone think they should put in Browning for this Hail Mary? This isn't the Hail Mary, right? You end up with a couple plays. Well, let's watch them. Let's see if Fairchild got beat. But I thought, like, man, Flacco really didn't have that one nice throw to T was good on the sideline. But the rest I thought he was short on, and it kind of fluttered on him. So I was like, man, put Browning in. Can Clifford throw? Like, somebody's got to be able to throw this Hail Mary here because I did not feel like Flacco had the ability to do that. And we're not far off. What is this, the 48 or so to throw a Hail Mary? Let's watch Fairchild here. Like, he throws this from the 35, maybe 36. He put everything on it, man. And that thing is falling at the 22. I mean, that's just not. Ooh, Yoshi's holding something there. I wonder if he's all right. Let's watch Yoshi down here. Hopefully he's all right. Got a bye week. So Dylan Fairchild, really dang good. The best rookie on the team this year, which 5 of them are playing. So, like, how would you rank? I asked, let me know who you want for the next film review. I'm going to do a bunch of them on Twitter if you're interested in that, at Joe Goodberry. I'll have them all, a bunch of guys throughout the bye week. One on Shamar, on Miles, on Chris Jenkins, DJ Turner, Dax Hill, like all the young dudes. Jordan Battle. I'm going to try and hit them all if I can, if we got time. But Jalen Rivers, Amarius Mims. Any other young dudes really worried about? No, that's about it. But tell me who you want for the Bengals on the Brain episode next Tuesday. But also, how would you rank the rookie so far? Fairchild's number 1, right? But who is number 2? Is it Demetrius Knight? Is it Barrett Carter? Is it Shamar Stewart? Is it Jalen Rivers? I'm interested. Tell me who the number 2 rookie is. for the Bengals class in 2025 so far. And I'll engage with the comments and see you guys on the other side on Tuesday for Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. Until next time, Hooday.